but you're welcome to Sharon's Yoga. And this evening's practice is an activation, a body activation practice. Again, no more than 30 minutes long. But before I begin, I just want to kind of qualify the yoga practice, the practice of yoga, on its many levels. So we're almost in our 12th week of lockdown, and I have maybe at the most missed 2 days in a row of practice, but generally I've been practicing every day, personal practice, and obviously doing a few extra videos for my clients. But I would just say that number one, it's definitely kept me in shape, kept my metabolism running, especially when I had a tendency to overeat, which we might have all tipped that balance to some degree or another. It's also kept my headspace quite even-keeled, and I know that we all experienced fluctuations, a bit of a roller coaster ride, especially with this particular current situation. But I would say that yes, the practice has kept the headspace pretty level and even-keeled, and for that I am truly grateful to the practice. I would just finish by saying that it is a holistic practice. There is no shadow of doubt, body, mind and spirit gets a workout. So without further ado, let's begin our practice. We're going to practice, as always, with our intro to pranayama and our breath control work. We're going to do a little bit of Kapalabhati, skull shining, because the practice will involve a certain amount of core energy, and it's a nice way to establish that connection to the core, and obviously that connection to the breath as always. So Kapalabhati skull shining is a diaphragmatic breathing. We use the diaphragm or the belly to initiate the process of the breath. Okay, so it is done like this. We take a gentle breath in, sitting tall as always, shoulders over the hip points, crown of the head over the center of the pelvis. When you breathe in, you allow your tummy to relax. In other words, expand slightly. And then on the exhale, you draw the navel in quite forcefully. Inhale, relax. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, exhale. And we're going to do a few of them. So just follow my sound of my breath and the movement of my tummy, okay? I'm just going to stop there. So it's all nasal breath in and out, and the one wonderful thing about nasal breathing is it kind of activates that stomach action and that sequence of the breath. We'll do 2 more rounds of 7, and each time I'm going to try and make it a little bit quicker. You practice, you can pause the video and you can play around with that a little bit, but it's just to get that rhythm right. So breathing in and relaxing. And then after your 7 or 8 breaths, let the breath calm and relax, allowing any little dizziness or slight waveriness to balance. Maybe 3 breaths, and then go back into it. This time I'm just going to do the last final 7 a little bit faster. And then just relax the breath. Okay, maintaining nice long seat. Anchoring down through the seat bones, elongating the spine. We're just going to count the breath and finish off with a round of 7, counting in for 4, pausing for 3, out for 5. We'll use an additional pause on every breath. Okay, so inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. One bonus more, bonus breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. You're all very welcome. Namaste. Let's begin our practice. Move any obstacles out of your way. And let's just begin by sitting up in a tall seat, Dandasana pose, staff pose, and then just rolling out the ankles. So external rotations to begin with, moving from out towards the center. Reverse it, do the internal, external, moving in the opposite direction. That's it, lovely. And then sit up nice and tall, plant your seat bones down, and use the hands, press the ground away, begin to really find structure in the spine and support through your posture muscles. Draw the chin in and gently take a breath in. Exhale out, lift the ribcage slightly, inhale, press down through your hands, find elevation to the front of the body, exhale. Good, another inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the right foot back, left foot back, sorry. And you're going to sit up onto the left ankle. Bring your right knee into a bend so that your right foot's below your knee. And then place your hands on the ground. We're just going to begin to open up the right ankle, the right foot, and then bring a bit of mobility into the flexor. The foot is dorsiflexed, so we can have a standing foot position. You can play around with this. You can lift your toes as you move forward. Knee can move beyond the toes. Maybe as you lift the knee beyond the toes, you can allow the ankle to rise. But you're just going to feel a nice sensation. And it's a position we don't often take the ankle in. Obviously, the knee isn't in a precarious position, so it's quite safe. And it feels really good to open it up. Okay, let's reverse it. Pull your right knee back, sit, place your sit bone on your right ankle, and then take your left knee into a 90-degree angle. Place the hands, use them as support, and then do that opening up of the left ankle. Really, really nice. Feels really, really good. You can even sort of begin to invite a bit of circular motion. You're going to find that the left hip open up slightly. Lovely. Use the breath. Don't forget to keep the flow of air in and out through the nose. Good. And then slowly bring the bum back. You're going to lower the back to the mat. Walk the heels in towards center. Place the hands flat on the ground. And we're going to invite a little bit of Setu-Bandha, Sarvangasana. Bridge pose. So press down through the feet. Begin to pull the hips towards the ceiling. I don't want us to over-exaggerate the lower back bend. We're just beginning to warm up and wake up here, the lower back. Exhale to drop it down. Inhale, press down through the soles of both feet. Begin to elevate the hips towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop it down. Press the hands into the mat. You can use that little bit of resistance to lift it up. Inhale, feel the quads and the shins begin to activate. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to lower down. So we're beginning just to activate the lower back, bring energy into the legs, begin to wake up the lower body. Okay, this time press down. Inhale, lift up. This time we're going to keep it in the position and maybe invite more of a back bend at this point. So pulling the hips, almost like we have a draw rope from the center of the pelvis, pulling upwards. And then maybe use a bit of extra support, squeeze the glutes in towards center, find that lift. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale. back towards the belly. Take the hands back to the mat. Into Apanasana, allow the lower back to roll out. Lovely counter pose. Maybe take your hands on your knees and do a little bit of rotation here. Feeling the support through the lower lumbar back. It feels really, really nice. Okay. 2 breaths here. Take your time. And then as you exhale, plunk the soles of the feet back where they were, just below the knees. And then take your hands to your thighs. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to roll the hands up towards the knees. Connecting with the core, sucking the belly in. Exhale to release back. Now we're not cranking the neck, we're pulling the face to look down towards the feet. We're sort of keeping our gaze towards the ceiling or somewhere along that horizon. Okay, let's try it again. Deep breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and lift it up. Feel the abdominal wall kick in. So really take the navel in and up. Exhale. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. Inhale. Nice way to begin to generate a bit of energy here in the midsection. One more time. Inhale. And this time on the exhale, I want you to hold the hands in position. So we ran or slid the hands up towards the knees. If your neck feels a bit strained, bring it back towards looking directly up or drop it down. But don't strain it. If you feel it straight away, just release the head. But for those of you who can hold it here, really suck into the belly. Take a breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soften the shoulders back, head returns, knees can bend, hold on to the knees. Let's do that little rock and roll to release the lower back. Okay, really good. Take a few cleansing breaths in and out. And then let's go ahead and stretch all the way into the legs. Pointing the toes, hugging the belly in and up. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, begin to take the hands, run them along the tops of the thighs. The quads will be well engaged, toes are pointed. Maybe take your gaze up to that horizon and point again. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, take the hands and release the lower back again. Do a few breaths here. Nice gentle breaths in and out. And then we're going to come up into a seated position. You can do that in a fun way. You can bring the arms up and back, deep breath in. And then as you exhale, push the feet forward and come up into a seated position. Take the feet behind and then all fours position. Okay, so we're going to tuck the toes here. We're going to begin to activate through the soles of the feet. Deep breath in as you look towards your hands. And then as you exhale, we're going to push the heels towards the seat bones towards the heels, and you're going to lift the knees on the exhale, look back at your knees. So we're really kind of contracting towards center. Shoulders can stay nice and soft. Inhale, come forward, and by taking the shoulders beyond the wrists, we're kind of softening up and working through the wrist flexors. Exhale again, pull it back, contract it in. Allow the shoulder blades to kind of melt down the back. Belly draws in and up. Inhale forward, exhale back, knees lift. Inhale forward, exhale back, knees lift. Inhale forward, and then exhale back, knees lift. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, drop the knees. Walk the hands back. Keep the feet tucked, interlace the fingers, and let's just begin to roll out the wrists. Feel right, feels good. And the wrists open up. Okay. If you can keep the toes tucked well and good, flatten them if they're starting to give out. And then take a deep breath in, interlace the fingers, bring the hands to the heart. Take just a gentle breath in. And as you exhale, begin to push the arms forward so that the back of the knuckles are eye level. And then take a deep breath in. Pull the hands back, begin to lift the rib cage, shoulders draw back as we open up through the armpit chest. Exhale forward. As you bring your hands forward, I want you to draw the belly in towards the spine again. Inhale up to open and extend. Exhale to draw forward, navel draws in. One more time. Inhale to open up through the chest. Arms draw back, shoulders relax away from the ears. And then exhale to draw in. Really good. Release the hands, walk the hands below the shoulders, undo the feet. Give them a poor old tap out. After that massive stretch, nice counter action on the toes and the top of the feet. Okay, really good. And then take a deep breath in. Place your knees hip width apart, hands below your shoulders, and then take a deep breath in, pressing down to the tops of the feet as you elevate the knees just above the mat. Really claw down to the fingertips, take the weight away from the wrists, and then take a deep breath in. Cat-cow the back. So we're taking it into cow pose, dropping the belly, lifting the head. See, can we keep the knees elevated as you exhale and round to the spine? Okay, knees can drop here if at any time it feels too intense. Inhale, belly and tailbone round out. Exhale, back body curls towards the ceiling as the belly draws in. Really beginning to fire up the abdominal wall now. Inhale to lift, tailbone out, head up. And finally exhale, lovely into our cat pose. And then slowly drop down to the knees. Allow the sit bones to rest back. And then rest the head on the mat. Go ahead and drop the elbows, hands lift. You can roll out the wrists, nice and gently. Or take the palms together and do that little rotation again. Because the wrists feel like they've had a bit of a workout. Maybe clench and release again, clench and release. Cleansing breaths in and out. Drop the hands, slowly come back up onto all fours, and then just begin to spread the fingers clawing down. Allow the heart to melt towards the mat. Inhale, tuck the toes, and then exhale into our downward facing dog. Okay, use your mat. Try and get your feet as far away from your hands as possible to elongate your dog. Okay, so downward dog, we get great extension to the shoulders. It relieves any tension or holding in the shoulders, elbows, wrists, kind of, we activate the arms, so pulling the shoulder blades in towards center. And then just feeling dog, how strong it is. Okay, inhale, come forward into plank. Allow your shoulders to venture over your wrists. And it's just lovely to kind of hold the belly in and up as we do nice, maybe circular motions in the dog. So allow yourself to move around and find a bit of extra opening through the wrists. Okay. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to just release the hips down towards the mat. Flatten the top of the toes and then begin to press into the hands and press into the top of the feet. We're going to lift the knees away from the mat in this upward facing dog. And I want you to actively pull the glutes towards center. Allow the upper arms, biceps, triceps to draw in towards the chest space and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Tuck the toes and counter pose into downward facing dog. Okay, take a deep breath in, drop your left heel, lift your right leg up. Deep breath in as you exhale, walk your right foot forward. Take your hands, frame your foot, and then inhale, exhale. Let's begin to lengthen through the right leg. And then deep breath in as you look up, allow your chest to lift slightly. And then exhale, we're going to just drop the head towards the shin and invite a bit of stretch in the back of your front right hamstring. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to drop in. Okay, inhale, soften your right knee. Step your warrior foot in, so the back foot draws in. And then inhale to slowly bring it up into warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. So we have front heel in line with the back arch. You want to open all 4 sides of the torso towards the long end of your mat. Lengthen into the fingertips, in fact, stretch into the fingertips and begin to activate the legs, pressing down to the feet, and then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Everything towards the midline. Find that energy and support. So we have the foundation of feet, the structure of the legs, and the glutes here. And then over the fingertips of your right hand, squeezing and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring the hands back to the mat. Turn the toes of the left foot towards the front, and then go ahead and bring your right foot back in line with your left. Take her into dog, use dog, recalibrate, stack it up, find symmetry again, a nice balance left and right. If you feel like you're leaning slightly further towards the right, I want you to bring it back to where you imagine center is, pressing evenly down to the palms of the hands, and let's go for the other side. This time lifting left leg nice and high, 3-legged dog, feel the stretch. Deep breath in. And then exhale, curling the belly and bringing left foot forward this time. Okay, let's begin to hook left hip back. Deep breath in as you straighten through your left leg. This time, sole of the left foot can stay connected to the mat. And then take a deep breath in. Begin to lengthen through the lower back. Tailbone can slightly reach out as you feel that. Invite that stretch into the front left hamstring this time. Exhale, soften and fold. You can micro-bend that left knee if need be. Inhale to lift, heart lifts. Exhale, contracting in. One more time, inhale to exhale. Good. Now begin to soften through the left knee. Walk your warrior foot in, so front heel is in line with the back arch, and then go ahead and lift it up. As we take this time right hand behind, left arm forward, deep breath in, and then as you exhale, take the front knee into that 90-degree bend. Now, it's a working practice, so the left knee may not go into a full right angle. Don't worry, you work within the parameters of your practice. However, the desired eventual journey, we'll call it, is to get the hamstring parallel to the mat. Okay, so let's work at that again. We're going to really anchor down to the feet, all 4 corners of both feet, and particularly outer edge of the back foot. And then you really want to draw the energy up through the center of the legs, wrapping muscle around bone to find that support in your structure. Okay, now maybe drop the tailbone here, hug the lower belly in, stretch into the fingertips. Feel nice and supported as you look out over the fingertips of the left hand this time. Gentle breaths in and out, feeling the energies and the flows, being aware and conscious of how we are holding the pose. So let's use the breath and count for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Release the hands, float them all the way down to the mat. Turn the right toes back in towards center, flatten your hands, take the feet back into dog head down. Okay, shoulder blades draw in, deep breath in as you look towards the mat, and then inhale, come forward into plank pose. Again, let's take plank so that our bum's not too high or our hips aren't sinking. So we don't want to keep, we want to maintain the SI joint, the sacroiliac joint, and if it dips too much, it's a bit precarious, it's not a very safe place to hold it. So we use the core to keep it nice and level. Okay, sit bones in line with your ankles, shoulder blades nicely splayed and flatten on the back. Okay, take a gentle breath in. This time we're going to exhale and drop the tops of the feet and the tops of the thighs down to the mat. Take a deep breath in, press down through both the palms of your hands and all areas of the hand. Shoulder blades, flatten back. Shoulders can lift forward, up and back. So we're not like this, we're not rounding through, we're making the chest proud. Keeping the shoulders nice and flat. Take a gentle breath in and out and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Press into the hands. This time open out to the knees. Sit bones, if they can reach it, let them lean back towards the feet or the ankles.
Stretch into the arms and take a breath. A few nice cleansing breaths. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. Really good. And then inhale, slowly come forward. We're going to place the hands below the shoulders. Press down to the soles of the heels of the hands. Inhale, tuck the toes. Inhale, exhale, up into dog, walking the hands slightly forward. And then inhale to lift up, exhale to bend the knees, and then maybe jumping forward to the top of the mat. So hands are on the inside of the feet. And before we come down into a squat, I want you to begin to move the hips left to right. If you feel like lifting the toes and finding a bit of extra movement in the soles of the feet, by all means, make it your own. However, we're just going to begin to really open up through the hips here before we take the toes out towards the outer edge of the mat and you drop your bum down. So we find this yogic squat. If it means that you stay on your toes to find your squat, that's the position you are in your practice, well and good. Then use maybe our Anjali Mudra to the front of the heart. And we can soften the jaw, soften the gaze, try and find a bit of sukha in the stira, ease with the effort. Breathing in and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Press down through the hands, walk the feet all the way in towards center, roll out the hips, that feels good. Take a deep breath in and rise into Urdhva Hastasana. Press down to the feet, so we're kind of rooting down and rising up, lengthening all the way up through the armpit chest into the fingertips, maybe stretch into the fingers. Deep breath in, exhale. Turn towards me, take the feet. Quite a wide stance. We're going to do Parsvakonasana, and this is a wide-legged right angle pose. So we have, instead of a 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 foot stance, it'll be 4 to 5 foot. Gap between each foot, left toes out, right foot slightly in, front heel in line with the back arch. Again, we're going to really place all 4 corners of both feet down to the mat to find that energy, begin to rise up to the legs, and then inhale to lift the arms, shoulder high, stretch into the fingers, deep breath in. And then on the exhale, look for that bend in the left knee, making sure that the knee doesn't extend beyond the ankle, and certainly not the toes. Toes of the left foot pointing towards the small end of the mat and not anywhere else. Front knee pointing towards second and third toe, preferably. Okay, deep breath in. Let's lift it up first of all so that the right arm is above the right ear. Begin to turn the lower left rib out as we open up through the heart space. Keep the energy going in the legs. They're still our support system. Squeeze the inner thighs towards center. Take a deep breath in, maybe look up, and then exhale to take it into that full expression of the pose. This is a slight variation because we would normally have the left hand down by the inner left foot. Okay, so really open it up, make it graceful, press down to the feet, find the energy in the hips, and then open it up. Inhale, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Inhale, straighten the leg, turn the toes towards center. If you want to walk it in, march it out before we take it to the other side. Please do. It is, the legs are very much abducted away from the center, and we get that external rotation on one hip. So it's nice to take a breath in between left to right. Okay, let's go for the other side. Stepping the feet 4 to 5 feet apart. Right toes out, left foot slightly in. Again, using the ground to find support through the soles of the feet, pressing down, rising up. Inhale, arms shoulder high. And then exhale, let's take it into that front knee bend. Okay, take a look down, knee is stacked above your ankle. Arms are still shoulder high. Take another gentle breath in, and this time as you exhale, right elbow can drop to the right knee. feel supported. If the knee, look down, if the knee feels unsupported, make sure it's still stacked. And then go ahead, reaffirm the strength in the legs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Everything draws towards center as you inhale. Left arm above left ear. Stretch into the fingers. Feel the energy in the arms. We're going to activate that. Side body gets a huge stretch here. Inhale, exhale. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press down, straighten up to the leg. Walk the feet all the way back in. March it out. So actively lift through the legs. Good. And then roll out the shoulders. Okay, we're going to take it straight down onto the mat. Take the feet in front. Begin to press down to the back of the legs. Get long through the top of the body, creating that nice 90-degree angle. Deep breath in. And then in Paschimottanasana style, keeping the sides of the body long. As you walk the hands forward, maybe taking the knees, shins, or the ankles. Okay, so let's create that length in the spine by softening the shoulders, finding length, axial extension, deep breath in, and then as you exhale, begin to gently pull it forward into this lovely forward seated fold, which is Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lengthen up, belly relaxes, and then exhale to pull through. Okay, good. Inhale, lengthen up, right knee bends, walk your bum in towards your right heel, lengthen up to the sides of the body, shoulders relax down, belly draws in, and begin to elevate. Left foot away from the mat. Take a gentle breath in and begin to pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold. Feel the quadriceps kick in, and then point the toes of the left foot. Take a gentle breath in and let's pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold. Deep breath in and out. Good. Exhale, release your left heel, drop your left and right heel side by side. Roll out your shoulders. Take a gentle breath in, lengthen up. And then as you exhale, let's go for Paschimotto again. It'll feel like a nice counter pose to those leg lifts. Good, inhale, walk it back. This time we're going to bend through the left knee, drawing the left heel towards center, holding or hooking onto that left leg to bring extension into the back. Toes of the right foot can stay active, pointing towards the ceiling, belly draws in, leg elevates and pulses for 5, 4, 3, so don't collapse in the shoulders, 2, 1, keep the armpit chest lifted. And then inhale, exhale, point the toes of the right foot. If you can hold it here, please do so. And let's begin our count on the other side. Toes out, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, release. Both heels towards the mat, take a deep breath in, lengthen up. And this time as you exhale, we're going to walk the fingertips back, bend the knees. And then take a gentle breath in. Feet can walk about outer mat width distance apart. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're just going to begin to do our windscreen wiping movement. And this is a lovely way just to end these seated poses and begin to open up to the hips, releasing them. Internal, external rotation of the hip very passively. Inhale, exhale. I can't do these without moving forward. And if you can, well and good. Inhale, to exhale. So if you can touch, as you bring the knees towards the right, if you can touch the left knee down, well and good. If not, do not worry about it. This is why we call yoga a practice, because with time and practice, we get closer to our desired destination, okay? And the fun is in the journey, not necessarily the destination, although it is nice to achieve your goals. Okay, slowly return the lower back to the mat, and one by one, lengthen into the legs. Use the shoulder blades, support the chest, elevating up, hands, and creases of the elbows point towards the ceiling. And let's close off the gates of communication, close the eyes, and just begin to soften the breath and allow it to return to pre-practice rhythm. Hopefully pre-practice rhythm wasn't too stressful, and if it was stressful, that we have remedied that at least through the practice of our asanas. Okay, so find a little bit of gentle movement, gentle rhythm of the breath, feeling the body's reaction to this relaxation pose, our shavasana, or corpse pose. And notice if the practice was energetic, that this shavasana, or our last final pose, is all the more rewarding, all the more relaxing, bringing you slightly deeper into it. Okay, so I'm just going to allow you to listen to your breath. So we're going to, I'm going to keep quiet for a change, and we're going to count the breath. So the heart will rise on the count of 8, fall for 8, and you're going to count down from 8 to 1. So let's just feel the movement, feel the breath, and listen. Final 8 concludes, checking in with the body and how it feels now. Hopefully it's completely relaxed. You're feeling that feeling of inertia and weight gently pressing down onto the front of the body as the back body connects closer. As we earth down, aware of our physical form, aware of our thoughts and our breath, and aware of our unity to everything. To the mat beneath you, to the sounds around you. The physical body that holds you. So on the next inhale, I want you to gently roll over, bending the knees, maybe first rolling over to right or left, whichever is preferable. Using the support of your hands to rest your head on, to feel comfortable and connected. Gentle breaths, conscious breaths, breaths that are filled with awareness of the present moment. And the next in-breath, please use your hands, press down and begin to rise up into your seated position. And I hope you enjoy that. And thank you for tuning in, and a very much namaste.